New videos every day.
Hi everyone, I'm Harlan Dietrich, owner of Brave New Books, here at the bookstore again. Here's another great book that I recommend people read. It's Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins. You might be asking yourself, what is an economic hitman, right? I know what a hitman is, but how can you have an economic hitman? Well, economic hitmen were sort of a profession that John Perkins was actually one of. He was basically sent by people like the USAID and other IMF, World Bank. These are the people sent into countries to create these loan arrangements with countries where they would put up resources, natural resources, public industries, in exchange for these massive loans that they would inject into the economies. But the loans were structured in such a way, and that's what the economic hitmen were supposed to do. They were structured in such a way that it would be impossible for these countries to ever pay them back. So these countries would inevitably default on their loans, and these resources that were put up as collateral would then be owned by the international corporations, the big interests there, and the U.S. would own a lot of these resources. And so, a lot of people say that, well, the U.S. isn't an empire. We do everything for benevolent reasons. We invade countries, and we don't have an empire. But if you really look at the world and you look at it through the eyes of John Perkins and what he experienced, you find out that we have a massive empire, even probably more powerful than the British Empire was at one time. And we do it through economic means, and we do it through these collateralized obligations that these countries have to make. And some countries refuse to go along with these loans. And John Perkins in his book shows you sort of how it works, and how if they don't go along with these loans, and they don't go along with giving up their resources, what happens next is usually military invasion or political assassination. They send in what he calls vipers, economic vipers, that come in and take out leaders. He tells a story of Panama, for instance. Torrijos was the man he worked with, and he was unsuccessful in getting him to commit to these loans. And what happened? He was assassinated. And we put in our puppet, Manuel Noriega, and everybody knows how that ended. And at first, Noriega was our friend. He was going along with what we wanted, but eventually he got off of what we wanted, our agenda. He sort of had this crazy idea that he was actually leader of his own country, and we had to take him out, of course, sending troops into Panama and taking him out, and now he's rotting in a Florida jail, I think. And so this is how it works, and we've been doing it. The CIA has been doing it for many, many years. In fact, the CIA sort of got its start in Iran with a similar operation where we sent millions of dollars over with a CIA asset named Kermit Roosevelt, and he was able to, with just a few $1 million, he was able to create a bloodless coup where he was able to oust the leader at the time, Mossadegh, and put in our controlled Shah, put in the Shah of Iran, and who was basically an asset of the CIA, asset of the American intelligence. And this was later, the Shah was later overthrown in '79 with the Iranian Revolution. But this is how we've been doing it, from Hawaii to Iran to Panama. All across the world, we've been doing it, and many people claim that is just what happened in Honduras. And I encourage people to look into what went on in Honduras recently, with an ousting of their government and an installation of a very pro-U.S. government. So These things affect us, and they're very real, and we all need to come to grips with the state of our government and how it operates around the world, because it's a reflection upon the people how their government will do things in their name. So if we want to be respected, if we want to be loved for the great people that we do have in this country, we need to really understand what these big corporations, what these banks, and what our government has been up to for many, many years. And I encourage you to start by reading this book, Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins. Thank you.
If you liked this video, we have hundreds of more alternative videos ranging from sexual health to psychology to mind control. So if you liked it, go ahead and click on me to enter the Psychetruth channel.